Guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts, and welcome to my craft room. This is my WiP It Wednesday video where I'm going to show you whatever I've worked on in the craft room this week, and then at the end, maybe kind of hang out and see if I have a little chitter chatter. It has been a very busy week this week, and unfortunately it wasn't a busy week in the craft room. It was just one of those weeks where every time you turn around, you've got some type of errand to run, phone calls to make, things to do, blah, blah, blah. You know, the boring life stuff that we all have to do. I know in the past I've said before that I've only worked on a little bit of projects, and you guys have laughed because I still worked on quite a bit. I don't know, this week I think I really did work on just a few little projects. I did work on Robbie Socks. Both of them have heels now, and those heels have been turned. This is the Fleagle heel, so it looks a lot different than many of you sock knitters usually see. I don't do the heel flap and gusset for him. He likes the way this one just fits nicely on his foot. His big old size 14 foot. For those who aren't normal sock knitters, when you do a regular heel flap and gusset, you kind of just work back and forth, so like you can have a different color heel and everything, and it actually has a flap that covers over your heel. Now with this one, you do a lot of increasing as you're going round and round. You can't have a different color heel with this because you're still knitting continuously in the circle, and it just has this little thing. Now, it doesn't look like much of a heel, but when you put it on, it just kind of curves right around your heel so nicely. I like the way it fits. For both him and I, it's not a snug fit. It's just comfortable. It's just comfortable. It fits nicely in your shoe. There's not any extra bulk. Granted, neither of us really wear them in shoes. He wears his in slides, and I just wear mine as house socks. But let's see if I can figure out where I was. Okay, last week, I believe I was right here, so I just kind of finished off the heel and just started going around the part of the leg a little bit. And this guy, I think I was right, it's hard to tell, maybe I was up here. I put so many stitch markers in the show where the heel is in case I have to rip it back, and where the heel part up here starts in case I have to change that, and where I am counting on my rows. So this might have been the marker, and I might have only done one round on this sock. But either way, you guys knew I was somewhere around the heels and just finishing them up last week, so I did put a little bit more time into his socks. I've mentioned before, like last week I believe I talked about it, on how he likes to have his sock where you fold it in the heel and then you keep knitting until you get, I usually start his cuff right here where the toe starts decreasing down to its semi-point. So I do have quite a few rows still left to knit, probably 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 of them, and then usually maybe 20 or 25 for the cuff. So times that by 2, and I was hoping to get it done by the end of October, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. Once again, I have appointments this week, so maybe I'll take this with me and I'll be able to work on it for quite a bit there. I did work on the shawl. I'm trying to keep up with my, at least working on it every day, even if I'm not getting the 2 rows in that I'd hoped for. I should be knitting this until the ball is all gone, so you can see how much I have left. I couldn't find anywhere on Ravelry where it showed exactly how much they used, if they had so many ounces or grams or whatever left, but it's all right. My friend bought the called for yarn in the amount they told her to buy, so we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Thought I lost my needle. Where is my little marker? There it is. So I have gotten quite a bit done on this. These rows always look like, when you're looking at the distance here, that's what, about an inch's work, but you're really doing maybe 12 or 15 rows, so that's pretty good. Doesn't look like much, but it is because the amount of stitches on the needle. It does get quite a bit going on there. Get a little peek at what it's looking at right now. I am still doing the little raindrops. As you can see, all the little lace knitting in there. So this is still coming along fine. I am enjoying knitting on it. It just takes time, that's all. And that is it for the knitting. I showed you these zipper pouches that I worked on, and I believe I showed you all of these for the set for my friend. I did make one extra one. So those are the ones we saw last week. And then here's the extra one that I finished this week for her. So as you see, you can tell the type of fabric she loves. She really loves thimbleberries and she likes the fall colors. And I'm going to guess that probably Civil War fabrics also. And inside this one is this really pretty green. So these are all set and ready to go to her. But to go with those, she also wanted some pyramid pouches. So I worked on these this weekend. So this really is about all that I did. I stitched up this pouch and I stitched up these 4 pyramid pouches. I haven't pressed them at all yet because I'm not sure if she wants her corners crisp or if she would just like to have them still be a little bit poofy. These bags match exactly, these pyramid pouches match the bags, the epoxy bags I did. So they do have the same interior and exterior fabrics. I did not mix them up at all because she liked this combo, so I left them that way for her. I think this is my favorite fabric with the little pumpkins and everything on it. Now for these, I do have, of course, the zippers and everything, right? So it's all one fabric on the outside, all one fabric on the inside. We went with the twill tape, and I did put a little clip on it so she can hang it off of anything she'd like. So that is those. And other than that, I've just been like recording videos and editing videos and running errands, post office, grocery shopping. I mean, we have to eat every day, right? That's one of the things I keep forgetting to do. I eat like 3 times a day, but sometimes it's just snacking and picking and I forget to actually eat a meal, which of course then makes me feel more tired the next day, so it's that terrible cycle. So I am trying to behave myself and actually get some healthy food into me, so I did need to go grocery shopping to do that. Because, you know, that's where all the food's at in this town. So once again, this week is going to be a couple more errands I have to do. It just happens to be that October is breast cancer month, so I am going, or breast cancer awareness month, I should say. So I have my mammogram. It just happened to be scheduled in October, so I have that appointment to go through this week. We've got Halloween on Thursday, which means absolutely nothing to me because I don't get any trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood. In our area, they tend to go somewhere where it's a more concentrated, densely set amount of people. They also like to go to like the gated communities that are open to trick-or-treaters because they tend to be more expensive houses, so their candy budget's a little bit better, so they're hoping that they get a little bit better. I also see a lot of people do like trunk or treat, or we have Mike Greenwell's, well, he changed the name, I don't know what it is now, but we have a mini golf course down the road from me, and they also allow trick-or-treaters. I think they probably did it this past Saturday, and then the kids 12 and under can go there, and they go through all the different holes at the mini golf course, and they trick-or-treat there. So between the churches and there, a little bit of people do go out to, even at the mall, they have the stores that hand out candy. So we don't see as many trick-or-treaters anymore in this town. If you think about it, nowadays it's really just, many parents don't feel safe allowing their kids to go into certain neighborhoods. So if your neighborhood itself doesn't have the houses that allow trick-or-treating, then a lot of parents just prefer to do parties and church gatherings and such like that. What do I want to work on this week? What is my projects for the future? Well, I never did get to cut any of the 2.5-inch strips this past week. I have a new design of a bag that I want to work on this week, so it's secret. I'm not going to tell you until I actually get it done. I wouldn't want to tease you guys with something. Well, I'm already teasing you that there's something new coming out, but I wouldn't want to tell you what it was so you'd expect it and then not see it for another couple weeks. So hopefully I can get that done. Continue working on my knitting projects. I currently have 4 that I'm working on, but you're only seeing the socks and the shawl right now because I have a hat and the cowl that I just haven't touched lately until I finish these. Once I finish these, then I can start working on those type of things. I find if I only have a couple hours to knit, I'd rather spend those 2 hours right now knitting on one project and finishing further along on that one than to put like a half hour here, here, and here. That has worked for me very well in the past, but right now, based on the projects that I'm working on, I kind of just like to dig into the ones I've got because to see any significant progress on those, I do need to spend more than a little bit of time. Now, Robbie Socks, if you give me a straight half hour and nobody pesters me, I can get a significant amount done on those. But as I'm working on that shawl, a half hour might only get me 1 row, maybe 2 rows. So I need to put extra time into that. I'm still knitting, so it all works out in the end. It's still more about the relaxation of holding the needles and hearing them click together and feeling the yarn pass through my hands. Another project I need to work on is whatever we're going to work on this Friday for our Sew With Me project. We finished the zipper pouches and we've done all that, so I wanted to go ahead. I'm thinking more along the lines of things for Christmas now, small quick projects, either to give to our other quilty and sewing friends and crafty friends, or things that we want to make just for ourselves, or to sell at craft fairs, at church bazaars. It's just things that we can do quickly in small amounts of time with small bits of fabric without having to get into an entire quilt right now, because everyone's getting really busy now, and if you're making quilts, you already know what you're making for the holidays and you're trying to get those done. So I thought we'd do little things just to get us through the holidays, and then after we get into the new year, then we'll go ahead and figure out what we really want to dig into and maybe start some larger projects. Although I have to admit, I am enjoying these small quick projects. It seems to be the way my mind speed is right now. Let's just hop from project to project. My attention span is a little bit short right now, so work on this small project and then we'll go do another different type project. I'm still sewing and knitting and crafting, so it all works out in the end. I ask you guys this every couple of weeks, but as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year, are you working on your Christmas presents now? Or do you even make handmade Christmas presents for friends, family, or yourself? There's been many times I've made something for myself and put it underneath the tree and put Santa's name on it, so my kids are always like, "Wow, Mom, Santa is a quilter just like you." I'm like, yeah, Santa knows how to sew. He's really good at that. Maybe Mrs. Claus might have helped him a little, but the things we tell our children when they're younger. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy your Halloween if that is what you're celebrating this week. Remember, dress warm if it's cold outside. Dress in layers, because as you're getting all that exercise, you might get a little bit warm. Be safe and enjoy the time with friends and families and your children. And then just enjoy yourself. Have a good time. And for those of you that don't celebrate Halloween, maybe you'll be like me and you'll stay home all snuggled up. Well, we're still having a heat index over 100, so I don't need to snuggle up in anything, but I would want to watch some fun Halloween movies. Not the scary ones. I don't do scary very well. All right, that's it. No more babbling, Robin. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.